This is about taking ownership of your music, your metadata, your IRC codes and UPC codes. What a lot of people don't understand in this music is that you don't really own your music until you take hold of your music. A lot of you artists are getting on these TuneCores and CD babies thinking that because they're giving you a UPC code and an IRC code that you are now owning your music. That's not true. What it does, they're just lending it to you. They're lending you the codes. Because at the end of the day, if you read the fine print, especially on CD Baby, third paragraph down, it states that if the bill is not paid, they own ownership of your song. So I recommend, as any artist need to do, is to buy your UPC codes and IRC codes. Spend a little bit of money to make it happen in the beginning, and in the long run, you'll get it all back. I've been having questions of what impressions are when it comes to music. Understand, an impression is people looking at it or checking it out, but not really playing it or downloading it. They're more or less looking at the post or looking at the song, not really looking at it, hearing the song. Each time somebody clicks on something, it's an impression. If it automatically plays, it's an impression. It's not a stream. There's a big difference. But you want to take this in stride, because today's music industry is very fickle. It changes rapidly. A lot of you artists are out here thinking that you have the key to success, but you don't own your music. One other project that you need to get a hold of and learn is to do a metadata. Metadata takes ownership of your music. Without the metadata, then you don't really own your music. You are just loaning it to people to play on their platform. A metadata owns it. For example, when you get in today's cars, they have what is called a digital screen for radio. And if you read on the radio and you click the info, it tells you the name of the artist, the name of the producer, the year that the song came out, how is it being distributed, and the little bio of that song or the artist of that song. That is called metadata. Metadata is very important when it comes to radios. Radio stations feed off of the metadata of you knowing that song. It's just like you're getting a report card with no A's and B's on it. The A's and B's tell the readers and the listeners the status of that song. You as an artist have to understand this music is not a joke. It's a full-time thing. It's just an amazing way of getting your music out there. Currently, a lot of you artists are getting distribution and not knowing how to utilize the distribution for your song, for your music, and want to make this a lifestyle. But you have to understand, a metadata helps you grow. A metadata is very important when it comes to music, life, in general. Without a metadata, you won't really go far. You want to make sure that you are properly marking and taking ownership of your music. A lot of artists have come across, say they register their music with ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, SOCON, etc., etc., etc. But that's not registering your music. You're just telling them you have a song. If you didn't register your music with BDS, MediaBase, SoundScan, Sound Exchange, and IRC, then you didn't really register your music. You're giving it to stations, but they have nothing to track because you're not giving them the ID to track that. You're giving them the song, but there's no way to track it because you didn't give the proper channels the ID of the song. These are things you want to pay attention to, because these are things that can make you or break you when it comes to money. And understand one thing, and this is what I try to enforce. this is going to offend some of you. Some of you artists, which I can name, I can't really name any, but some of you artists got in your head that you want to pay $1.05, but you want to be on the same platform as somebody that's paying $20,000 to $30,000 for promo. That is not going to happen. If you pay $1.05, you're going to get a $1.05 service. If you pay $5, you're going to get a $5 service. If you pay $20,000, you're going to get a $20,000 and above service. Understand that. You pay for, if you want, just like if you want to buy, you want a nice fancy car, you're going to pay that nice fancy price. Same way in the marketing and promotion of your music. If you want, just fucked up promos, so-and-so, then you pay that fucked up promo price. But what you artists fail to realize and accept, the music industry is not waiting for you. Because we have too many Lil Waynes. We have too many Drakes. We have too many Nicki Minaj's. We have too many Little Uzis and Little Verts, and we have too many artists that want to be the same as the next artist. We don't have enough real music. We have too many people. How you doing? We have too many people that want to be somebody they're not. In today's industry, I think you should make good music, because right now all I'm listening to is a lot of garbage. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Everybody wants to be the next Drake. Everybody wants to be the next Lil Wayne or the next Childish Gambino or, somebody like that. We want you to be an original. Be original in what you're doing. Be original in your music. That's what we want. We don't need another Jay-Z or another 50 Cent or another XYZ. We need one of each, not just one. But this is what we want you to know. We want you to be able to understand that music is a job. It's a serious job. I mean, I do a lot of music conferences. I travel a lot. And it's just about knowledge. A lot of you are lacking the knowledge, or you're allowing your ego to take over with something you need to learn very much. First, I have to give a shout out to some of the companies that are endorsing these drops that I will be doing on YouTube from now on. One, I want to give a shout out to Music Heads. They're endorsing this. I want to give a shout out to ADM Media Group, AMG Music. I also want to give a shout out to Times 10 Magazine. I also want to give a shout out to The Orange. Understand that. I want to give a shout out to these independent movers and shakers that are making noise. I want to give a shout out to a few of these artists out here that I see that are making noise. I want to get a shout out to R&B singer JLD. He has a new song out there called, I think it's Tap It Out. Yeah, Tap Out. It's being distributed by Universal. I want to give a shout out to an artist who has a song. His name is Donnie. He goes by the name of IP. He has a song called Born in This World. I want to give a shout out to a young lady, very beautiful, mind, body, and spirit. Two of them, matter of fact, two beautiful young ladies with the mind and the body and the spirit. One is Asia Torres, Miss Torres. She has a song called Kings and Queens. You need to check it out. If you're a true king, you'll listen to it. If you're a true queen, you'll listen to it. I want to give a shout out to a young lady by the name of The Poet. She has a song out called The Composition Book. It may be a little deep for some of y'all, but it's a good book. And then she has another song called Daddy for all the Father's Days out there, the real daddies. I also want to give a good shout out to a very good friend of mine as well as a client. His name is GR. He has a song, I'm not going to tell you the name, but he's got a song featuring his good friend TK Kravitz. Now understand, TK Kravitz has a song already out, which is #1 featuring Jacquees, and the song is called Ocean. Think about it. If you got the song Ocean, it's a good shit. You know what I mean? It's just good. Just a few artists. Then you got a dude by the name of Corey Moody making noise. You have a dude named Lace making noise. These are a lot of artists making noise. And a young lady by the name of Kenzie. I do not remember her last name. She sings a lot of country music, rock, and she's an amazing woman. Her name's Kenzie, Kenzie, Kenzie. Yeah, she's wonderful. And for you independent radio stations, we're being sponsored by one of the radio stations out there. It's called Unsigned Hype Radio. They're here for the independent artists, and they're doing amazing jobs. So just look out for what is real and get your music out there. Do your paperwork first so we don't hear you whining at the back end. Why are you not making all this money that you perceive to be making, or that your friends that are not in the industry perceive to be making, while you ain't making it? But just be real about what you're doing. Educate yourself. Remember, knowledge is power. Again, my name is Michael Neely. I'm a music executive. I'm going to give you a little history. I've been in this industry going on 31 years. I started out when Kris Kross first came out. Kris Kross, for any of you people from Atlanta, you know Kris Kross, Sammy Sam, the Hitman, Bam Bam, just a few people out of Atlanta. I've worked with such artists such as Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I've worked with David Banner. I've worked with many, many more. Raz-B from B2K. You name it, I've worked with him. And the list goes on and on and on. But you just want to be able to educate yourself on this music and be able to move forward. Knowledge is power. There's always a seminar going on that I'm a part of. My things to say to you is do your metadata. Skip what everybody else does. Make sure your metadata is in order. That way you can take more of your music. Thank you very much. Please tune in next time. Knowledge is power and music is the key.